Morning, folks. So this is different. This is different, isn't it? House of Fraser. This is one on Oxford Street. Yeah, so might be wondering, why am I in Oxford Street at 7:30 in the morning? Well, I went into work thinking I was in work today, and I get there, and apparently, no, I'm not down on the rota today. Which I'm like, oh. Because there was the rotor hadn't been put up, you see, yesterday when there was, and so there was no rotor to look at. So therefore, I had no idea. I just assumed, because like I say, with it being Christmas time, and like I say, we're in the transition of people moving around, being shifted around in terms of their different duties and stuff and what have you, because we've got the new manager and everything and blah 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 blah. And all that carry on. So basically everything's, like I said to you, it's all a bit up in the air at the moment. It's all a bit disjointed and so on and so forth, and of course being Christmas time, that also adds to the confusion and so on and so forth. So like I said, I just assumed I was in work today, but you know what they say about assuming things. Anyway, yeah, so I was just going down Oxford Street because I'm looking for a Ryman's. I need to get myself a calendar. So I thought, like, well, seeing as I'm not in this morning, I thought, do you know what? It gives me an opportunity to come down Oxford Street whilst it's quiet, whilst it's not too busy. And there's a Ryman's, well, there was a Ryman's down there, which initially I was going to, and it's now closed down. So I'm like, oh great, that's handy. So I'm thinking, where the heck is another Ryman's now? Because it's in central London. That's the only one. Well, I say it's the only one I know. It's not, probably strictly speaking. I'm sure I've passed but I just can't think, I just cannot think where there's another Ryman's right now off the top of my head. I'm kind of walking down Oxford Street in the hope that I might come across one. I can't remember if there is one down on this street. I honestly don't remember there being one down here. So, to be quite honest, I have no idea. Absolutely no idea whether there's a Ryman's on this street. I've got a sneaky suspicion there isn't, but I could be wrong. And I don't really want to go traipsing too far for too long. It's drizzling. It's been sort of rainy off and on and drizzly, and it's not cold actually particularly. It's not that cold. It's actually quite mild, but it's drizzly and damp and whatever sort of thing. So I'm kind of like, you know, I don't really want to be going traipsing around too long. Oh, Bond Street, man. Bond Street and its lights. Maybe we're going to have a look at that in a minute. But I don't think there's a Ryman's on Bond Street. I'm pretty sure there isn't. But those lights look really cool. And I do like I said before, I like twinkly. Love twinkly, to be quite honest, I do. You know, it's the one aspect, I suppose, of Christmas that I quite like and enjoy, is the twinkly. I do like twinkly. Actually, I like saying that word as well, twinkly. Twinkly. Anyway, so, right, as I said, it's getting a bit, you know, it's that fine rain as well, sort of thing, so it's like, with it being the fine rain, I'm worried about my camera a little bit, so, because it'll get in there, and, well, it might, I don't know, but anyway, so, just for now, I'm going to leave it there, and then I think I'll head back towards Bond Street, because I've got to go back that way anyway, essentially. I don't have to, I can get home in a number of different ways, but that's probably the most straightforward. Yeah, I'll leave the video here for a minute and then head down Bond Street at some point, because like I said, I love twinkly and I love those lights, they look pretty cool. So catch you folks momentarily. Bye for now. Okay folks, so I just had to film this. I just passed in. This is a little side street. I forget what it's called off the top of my head, but leads on towards Bond Street. Anyway, but look, I've got to show you this. Look at this. Ta-da! Look at that. How cool is that? That looks pretty cool, man. I do love that. And of course, it also appeals to my love of perspective as well. Oh, that's pretty cool, man. I love that. That's pretty neat. Wow. Yeah. Do you know what it kind of reminds me of? It kind of reminds me of the archway in that film A.K.A. It reminds me of that a little bit. That big archway, the big mouth thing that they go through when they're going across the bridge. If you've seen that movie at all, that is. but that's kind of what it reminds me of. That is really cool. That is so neat. Haha, love that. That is awesome, man. That is so awesome. Yay. Cool, man. See, the funny thing is, when you see it on the screen, it kind of don't get the same appreciation of it, I think, essentially, until you see it in the flesh, of course. And then you get sort of, you know, because the blue on the screen is nowhere near the blue that I'm actually looking at. It's a beautiful blue, actually. It's really nice. I really like it. It's really appealing. Wow. That's so cool. I love it. Right, okay, folks. So, I think I'll head towards Bond Street. I didn't actually go all the way down Oxford Street because I just don't think there's going to be a Ryman's down there. So, basically, I think it's a case of we'll head towards Bond Street, then head towards Piccadilly Circus. Do you know, I still can't think there's one down there either off the top of my head. Yeah, I don't know. There might be. For some reason, in the back of my head, I've got this. Oh, great! See, I've got splodges of rain on the lens now. Great. It really spoils the. What's that? Right. Look, I'll stop for a second because. Well, hang on. Actually, let me try just doing this. Wait. Do I cut that bit out? Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, that's better. I think. Have I got it all? I can't tell actually. Oh, there's this on the LED. Flipping, I can't speak. LED screen. Flipping heck. Oh my god. Yeah, because I could see little droplets, and I think, is that on the lens? I couldn't tell then, and it's actually on the LED screen. Yeah, sorry, waffle as usual. So, yeah, I'm gonna check down towards Green Park, sort of around that sort of general area, and see if I can find the Ryman's. I want to find the Ryman's soon because I want to get the calendar. And I just want to get home because, like I said, I don't want to be in this drizzle much longer, to be quite honest. I hate drizzly rain. I hate rain altogether, but drizzly rain even more so, because it's like really fine and it just really soaks into you, sort of thing. I don't like the rain. I know it's necessary and we need it, and obviously it's water at the end of the day, and you know, we can't survive without it, sort of thing. But I just hate traipsing around in it. I really do. Anyway. Right, okay, so I'm going to leave it there for a minute, and if we come across any more spectacular Christmas lights like this, I'll film them. See you later! Okay folks, so that's Bond Street and New Bond Street, sort of like down that way, and Oxford Circus I guess, basically. I found myself at Berkeley Square now. Berkeley Square, yeah? There was a song written about this. I can't remember how that song is, it's a very old song. But this is Berkeley Square, and you know, I've definitely passed through here a few times, but you know, it goes back to what I've said a ton of times in videos before. You know, look, Berkeley. How pronunciation of some words, man, depending on your accent as well. Yeah, so Berkeley Square essentially, and yeah, for all intents and purposes, I'm not completely lost. I mean, I can find my way to where I need to go eventually, but it's sort of like in the interim, I'm kind of like, I haven't got a clue. I mean, Oxford Circus is over that way, that I do know, because I've just come from that way, so obviously Oxford Circus is in that way. What is down that way, I can't remember for the life of me. I wouldn't know until I got to the end of that street to know exactly where I am. And chances are, like I've said a million times before, is like, I'll get to the end of that road, and even though initially I'm kind of like, I don't know where I am, where am I? I mean, you know, I have passed, like I say, it's not like I've not been here ever before in my entire life. I have. I've passed through it on buses, I've passed through it on foot, do you know what I mean? But not on a regular basis, that's all, kind of thing, you know what I mean? So it's not like I'm completely, you know, oh, I've never been here in my entire life, I haven't got a clue, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, you know, I don't know why the way London works just confuses me at times. And I've lived here for the last nearly 15 years, essentially, I've lived here. You know what I mean? And it still confuses the hell out of me at times. You know what I mean? So how sort of tourists and people just visiting go on, I'll never know, you know what I mean? Because, like I say, I'm not lost, but I'm just like, if you ask me what was at the top of that road down there, you know, where the traffic lights are, there, if you ask me what part of London you come out at, I wouldn't be able to tell you. Not from this point of view, I wouldn't. I wouldn't have a flipping clue to tell you. All I know is that going down that road there, yeah, and again, that's not necessarily straightforward. I don't think it's all the way straight down there. I think you have to do a couple of turns beforehand. But essentially, Oxford Street is in that direction. So, you know, so I kind of know that, but anything else off the top of my head right now, I haven't got a clue until I walk down them. I don't know, I just find it so perplexing, really, because there's not many parts of Manchester that I would get lost in. You know, mind you, Manchester, you know, got to be fair, it's not that big in terms of, well, I think what it is that London is such a big place in terms of not just, I don't know if in terms of area. I think Manchester's like big in area, but you know, it's mostly sort of like houses and things and factories and, you know, I was going to say shops, but well, yeah, shops as well, but not like big centre like this, you know what I mean, if you see what I'm trying to say. So I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm just focusing. That is a beautiful tree, by the way. I love that tree. It looks brilliant. I love it. I don't know why, I've fallen in love with that tree. I love its shape. I love the way it's shaped. It looks flipping awesome. Wow. And it's a big old thing and all. It must be here for a couple of 100 years, easy. There's, mind you, all of these little squares around London are all surrounded by massive big trees, man. But it's good to see because, you know, I'm glad to see that they're you know, they're not getting rid of them or whatever. Of course, eventually, at some point, they're gonna reach the end of their life. At some point, obviously, because they're about 200 years old. They've got to be at least that. Some of these, they've got to be. I'm guessing, you know what I mean? They might be a bit younger than that, but you know, they've got to be nearing the 200 mark, easy. And it makes you wonder how much longer they got left. Obviously, if they're maintained and looked after, I suppose they could last a few more years at least. But you know, it'd be a shame when they do go eventually at some point. But hopefully by then they'll replace them with some new trees that will. But it's not quite the same really until they grow to this size. But anyway, yeah, that tree looks beautiful. I love it. I don't know why, but I love that tree. I'm not going to walk up to it right now because the ground is absolutely soaking wet and muddy as heck. And these shoes are not waterproof these days. They do leak, so I don't particularly want to go tricks on the mud. But ordinarily, on a drier day, I would have walked up to that tree and give it a hug. Yes, definitely. Beautiful. I love that tree. What an awesome tree. Wow. Right, anyway, sorry. Yes, waffling on about trees. Anyway, right. Okay, so yeah, I'm still trying to find this Ryman's. As you can see, it's now getting daylight. That's how long I've been wandering around for. Right. See, I have no idea what's over in that direction behind me, over there. Directly behind me there. I have no idea what's over there. It kind of looks familiar. That's another thing that London does to me. I don't know if it does it to other people, but it really does it to me. I look at it and I think like, oh, it kind of looks familiar. It kind of looks like somewhere I know. And then I'll get there and lo and behold, I'll be like, never been here before. You know what I mean? It's like, what the heck, where's this? But it kind of looks familiar. It looks like it's pointing, you know, it's like, a part of me is going like, no, that looks really familiar. I think if we go that way, it'll take us to blah, blah, blah. And inevitably it doesn't. So, anyway, right, sorry, I know, just waffling. Yeah, and that's another thing as well. I'm definitely going to be doing some more videos, like I say, over these. Like I say, obviously, I'm off now until the 2nd of January, which is a Tuesday, I believe, interestingly, because normally I have Tuesdays off, so I don't know. But anyway, apparently I'm back on Tuesday. I'm on the rotor on Tuesday, 2nd of January, so for these next few days I'm going to be trying to get out and about. I've definitely got a couple of videos that I need to make in terms of big thank yous to certain people, and also a couple of other little things that are bubbling away in my head about maybe setting up yet another channel. I've got 3 channels, by the way. I don't know if people are aware of that, but I actually have got 3 channels. One that, as far as I'm aware, I don't think I've actually ever posted to yet. At least, you know, it's been that long that even I've checked it that I can't even remember if there's anything on there yet. And I can't even remember what that channel was supposed to be for. I set it up for some reason and now completely escapes me. And I haven't seen that channel for so long, I'm not even sure if it's still even functional, to be quite honest. I don't know, maybe YouTube's, you know, lost them, because I've you know, set it up and then just never did anything with it that I remember. And there was a reason why I initially did, and now it completely escapes me. And then of course I've got my oh, see, I can't even remember the name of that channel now. It's on my main channel. The link to it is on my main channel. So if you go to the top of my YouTube page, you'll see there's a little YouTube icon at the top of the page with the Facebook thing and all the rest of it and all that. And you'll if you click on that, that'll take you to the other channel. And that one was supposed to be all about the work that I did in terms of the homeless thing, the mental health stuff, all that sort of thing. So that's what that channel was supposed to be for. That was supposed to be for the more serious sort of stuff, more whatever you want to call it. So that channel was supposed to be for that. Re-engage, that was it. Just popped into my head. Oh, I like the way my mind works sometimes. You know, it's like, it doesn't allow me immediate access to the memory, you know what I mean? It's like, no, access denied. And then it's like my head seems to work like the internet. Oh my god, I just realised, you know, it's like I put the password in, no, wrong password, blah blah blah. It's like access denied, and then eventually it's kind of like, oh, I get the password right, oh, there's the word you were looking for. Oh man, yeah, so Re-engage is the name of my other channel. That one I have posted to, and I've posted about, again, not many, it's about 8 or 9, maybe more videos on there, I can't quite remember. But yeah, that's much more of a serious channel. It's much more about serious issues, if you like, you know, like say homelessness, mental health, stuff like that. There's a couple of interviews on there with various people that work in the homelessness field, John Connolly being one of them, and see, her name's escaped me now, Victoria Estefan, she's on there as well. She's a commissioner for services for Westminster Council. Anyway, so blah 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 blah. But I'm thinking of setting up another channel, and this is just in the back of my head at the moment. It's literally popped into my head this morning on the bus down to Oxford Circus. So yeah, I'm kind of contemplating, and again, give me your feedback, guys, and see what you think. But I'm kind of thinking of doing a news channel, and at the moment it's all just little ideas popping in my head, nothing completely finalised or anything like that necessarily. But I'm thinking of setting up a little news channel and doing sort of news items. What that entails exactly, I don't know yet. How that's going to pan out. Like I say, this literally just popped into my head on the bus. So I'm kind of thinking of setting up a news channel. Again, I'm not entirely sure why, but there's, like I say, there's a few little ideas and a few little things bubbling away in my head where I'm kind of thinking maybe would it be useful to, say, have a link to the TYT network, because I was sat on the bus thinking, like, you know, the TYT network, you know, the Young Turks have a network of other people, independent YouTubers that are not paid by YouTube, by TYT or anything like that. They're not employed by them, but they have them as their network because they're like progressive news thing or whatever you want to call it, and so they do their own thing or whatever, but they're kind of affiliated, I suppose is the word that you would use. They're affiliated with the Young Turks in that sense, and I think that's how it works, and I think they're kind of part of their network, I think. But I must admit, I'm not 100% certain on how that side of things. But anyway, I know it sounds a bit grandiose, and like that's typical of me. I am a bit grandiose sometimes. I have grandiose ideas, I just never follow them through. But yeah, so I'm kind of thinking setting up some sort of like news channel, whether it be affiliated or part of the T. Because I was thinking, like, I wonder if TYT, I wonder if they've got like an English correspondent sort of thing. I know. Oh man, listen to me. But I mean, it's a fair point, I suppose, when you think about it. I mean, do they have an English correspondent, somebody that can like give a different perspective on a particular news story that relates to both countries, perhaps? I don't know. Like I said, this is all just me shooting the breeze, essentially, blah blah blah. Do you know what I mean? I'm not. It's all spitballing. It's all just, a lot of sort of hot air, if you like, or whatever. Just me rambling on, and just ideas that I'm running through my head. And I think this is a good way of sometimes airing those ideas and see, kind of also get a little bit of feedback, because it's good to have people as a sounding board, isn't it? People try and give you some ideas as well, or think, well, well, maybe that's not you, or maybe that's not the way to go, or well, I don't know. And then just take all these ideas and thoughts and whatever you're on board, and then kind of just decide from there, because I'm not sure about this. I don't know. I mean, I'm not really a news person or anything like that necessarily. I find the news interesting at times and whatever, and I do have opinions, and I do like to make comments about things sometimes, but is it something I really want to try and do necessarily? I don't know. But anyway, so just another little idea that's buzzing through my head. Right, okay, I think this video has gone on way longer than I intended, and obviously I still need to find this Ryman's. So I think I'm going to head in this direction, which I can't remember where the heck it takes me. I've got a sneaky suspicion it's going to take me to somewhere near Green Park, I think. But, I'm not 100% certain. But I think Green Park in that direction. Right, okay, I'm going to leave it there for now, and I shall catch you folks later. Bye for now. Okay folks, so just to try and illustrate what I've been saying on this, on the other video, or the same video depending on how I edit this, just literally down that road there is where I've just been standing talking, saying like I haven't got a clue where I am, and that's down there is Berkeley Square, like I said, yeah. So thing is, like I said to you, I said like Green Park was in this direction. There's the Ritz Hotel, and Green Park just over there, and of course you got the Green Park tube station, which is just here as well. So Green Park tube station just being there. So like I said to you, it's like, when I was standing just down there, and you can see the trees from the park sticking out, I presume you can in the thing, but you can see where the trees are, and that's Berkeley Square essentially. And like, I said it's like I'm standing there, and I said, like, if somebody asked me what was up that street, I wouldn't have a clue. You know what I mean? But I kind of guessed it possibly Green Park, but it never ceases to amaze me. Seriously, it never ceases to amaze me how, I can be in one little part where, and I'm literally just, a few hundred yards, whatever it is, whatever, do you know what I mean? I was going to say quarter mile, but it's probably even less than that, whatever it is. Do you know what I mean? But literally just round the corner from where I know so well I could walk blindfolded. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, just put me around the corner somewhere and completely lost. And that you see, that wouldn't happen in Manchester. It just wouldn't, I mean, you could argue, well, you lived there for a big portion of your life, so, and you moved around a heck of a lot, so it's kind of like, there's not many parts of Manchester that you don't know. You know what I mean? I mean, I still get lost maybe in the outskirts of Manchester to some degree, but, for the most part, you can put me somewhere in Manchester. I might, again, in terms of directions and giving people directions, I'm useless. But, if you put me somewhere in Manchester, I can get back to wherever I needed to be. Whether it's, say if you set me down like somewhere in Sale or Rochdale or Bolton or Bury or whatever, yeah, then I'd struggle a little bit. Do you know what I mean? Because they're the outskirts of Manchester. You know what I mean? So then, from that point of view, I'd probably struggle. But if you put me around like, say, I don't know, Hume, or, well, mind you, that's still pretty central anyway, really, but, Wythenshawe or or you know, places like that, whatever. Well, of course I've lived in Windsor, so again. But my point is, there's not many parts of Manchester, if you don't go too far out, that I wouldn't be able to very easily get myself back to central Manchester, do you know what I mean? But all you got to do is stick me around the corner here. I mean, literally, we're just round the corner, do you know what I mean? And I didn't have a clue, do you know what I mean? And I'm like, oh, how do we get to, where am I exactly, geographically speaking, you know, to get to where I need to be? And I'm literally just round the corner from where I know, like I say, I know this street, and like, I can walk it blindfold, you know, and it just, that's what gets me about London. That's what really gets me about it. It's like, oh, I don't know. You think I'd be used to it after all these years, but I don't know, maybe that's another reason why I love London, is because, you know, in some ways you just never get used to it. And of course it's constantly changing, do you know what I mean? There's buildings going up right, left and centre all the time, and other buildings disappearing, and all the rest of it sort of thing. So it's a constantly changing landscape, essentially. Yeah, I suppose that's what kind of makes it interesting as well in that sense. And like I've said before, one thing we've got to say about London, it's never boring. You know, you won't really get bored in London. There's just too many things, and oh, I don't know. Right, anyway. Right, so I know where I need to go now, and I can easily get myself to a Ryman's now. I know there's one up here. So in a minute or two, I'm going to go to the Ryman's, get myself this flipping calendar. This has turned into a flipping, what's the name of this house? This turns into a right mission, hasn't it? Flipping heck. So yeah, I'm going to get to Ryman's, get the calendar, and then I'm going to head home. So from a slightly busier flipping do you know, that's another thing now I just realised. Right, Piccadilly. Oh, it's just Piccadilly. Not Piccadilly Road, not Piccadilly Street, just Piccadilly. So apparently, according to that sign over there, see, I didn't even know what the name of this flipping street is, and yet I can walk down it blindfold, like I said. I know it right well, you know what I mean? It's like, I know this street, I've been up and down this street I don't know how many times, you know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, like I say, you see what I mean? It's like, I didn't even know the name of the flipping thing for it. Right, okay. Right, so I think, like I said, I'm pretty sure there's a Ryman's down here. In fact, I know where there is one for definite. But I'm just thinking, I'm sure there's one around here near Piccadilly. I think, I'm almost certain I've seen one around here. But like I said, there's one definitely at see, again, access denied. Oh, for God's sake, this is ridiculous. I know where it is, I just can't think of, bring it to mind right now, the name of it. Right, okay, so I'm going to leave it there for now, folks, and I shall catch you guys later. Bye for now.